You ready to do this?
They can hear you.
I know. Let's do this.
Yeah, I'm ready to do this. There you go.
Welcome to SFN, your preeminent source for space and defense news and all things tangentially related. We're your hosts, loyal to the foil, here at Houston Mission Control. And we've got Alara of Sirius in low Earth orbit on the links. And we're here live every Sunday night.
Hey peeps, hey everybody. Here we are, first ever Space Force News Live.
Stoked.
Right? So
We are happy to be here. Glad you guys are here with us.
Yeah, so glad you're here with us. It's nice to see you, Path, and welcome Cheryl, Rev, Vanny, Kate, Rob, Lexi. It's nice to see everybody. We're glad you're here with us. This is going to be fun. This is like a totally new thing for us, like a totally new project, and this is going to be super good. So where should we start off? I guess we should start off like how we met each other and how we ended up doing this project together. So would you like to start or shall I?
Man, she found me on Twitter. I was talking about a little pink pig friend of ours and breaking down some tech and some science news and some space related stuff, and she came to me with some questions, and Alara is my ace. That is my ride or die right there. We don't always agree on everything.
We argue about religion and aliens.
And religious aliens. Yeah. Right. But that's all right, because that's the problem, right? That's the problem today. People can't have a conversation and then walk away and be cool if they disagree. Like people think they need to draw blood immediately, which is crazy. Yeah. So, she can think that the aliens came from Gleese, and, if I think they're minions of Satan, that's fine.
Look, man, if there's demons, there's aliens, okay? I mean,
look, we could just, center the Venn diagram. The demons are the aliens, see? I know, you think they're not
I'm tracking
all bad.
You, dude, but look.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are some life forms out there on other planets. I just think the ones that are here might be an issue.
This might be a conversation for Conspiracy Couch. So we do plan at some point here. We're gonna, because we know we can't go too left with the stuff, and we can go left sometimes. That's a frequent thing.
A little bit.
Right. So the conversations where we want to go too left, we'll save for Conspiracy Couch. We'll do that like once a month right here, and on Foot N5D, and we'll try to keep this just to space defense and science, tech, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But yeah,
a little bit of high strangeness.
Right. We're going to get into the UFOs
here and there.
We're going to get it. We are, but we want to have, that's
verifiable.
Verifiable. That's right. There has to be.
Right.
We have to have it analyzed. We're not just going to throw some random video we found on Twitter out there and just
RIP Secure Team 10.
Right? That's so
I had to throw that out there.
I am so upset about that. I'm serious.
I just felt like I needed to bring that up a little bit,
I miss Secure Team 10.
Man, listen, he was that special kind of like little geeky guy doing his thing, had the most awesome videos, and I don't care what they say, if he did what or not, he came with the fire though.
I watched that every day. And then when he left, I was just,
we can't even look back and reference his stuff now. It's all down.
When he would get,
it's a travesty.
Every time he got on Twitter and was like, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back.
Oh God! Like, just be about it. Don't talk about it.
That was it. The last time I finally said something, I was like, "Look, check it out, Tyler." And I don't ever get like this, right? But when I say, "Look, check it out," you're about to get told something, right? I'm like, "Look, check it out, Tyler."
Just, look here.
Look, just stop. Just if you're either gonna come back or you're not. We don't care what you did. It
not at all.
It doesn't matter. You just
no.
Yeah, right? Like what does he have?
It's inconsequential to the mission, sir.
What does he have, you guys? He has like 1 million, 2 million subscribers. He's got a lot. And
reach and good stuff.
Dude, like
the best stuff.
I know.
But that's all right. We're going to come with good stuff too.
We're going to get there. That's right.
And we may disagree on what the truth is sometimes, but that's the thing. We're going to figure it out. And we're going to bring you guys with us. We're going to lay it out. And I think first things first, right?
Yeah.
First things first. Right, yeah. Capstone.
Right, it all starts there.
Space Force. Right. What is it? Why do we need it? What are they going to do? Right? Are we talking about prime directives? Are we just talking about some satellites? Like, what are we talking about? Right.
Right.
So Alara had we spent some time going over the entirety of the 41-page capstone here, and man, there's a lot of good information there. Yeah. I think the important thing Have at it, girl.
It's very enlightening, is all I'm saying. I mean, it came out, it was a 40-page read, and, you know, most people don't have the time to read it, but it's pretty important.
No.
You know, a lot of people think that Space Force is some sort of joke, and
yeah, they see that damn show, you know, they're mocking Space Force, you know, they mock Trump, they mock the organization, they mock it all.
Of course,
but, I mean,
when you
actually,
Google, look, I have to Google these articles all the time. When you start Googling Space Force, the first thing you find is that show, links to that show, and them just talking crazy stuff. It's just
the show
it's
itself
a joke.
is a mockery.
You have to dig
You know what I mean?
to find the actual Space Force articles. You have to actually dig.
Like, he's just like, even the guy, what's Steve Carell? He plays like the general, like the shitty general that everybody makes fun of, and they put him on the joint chiefs or whatever, and then he just, you know, it's just clown show after that. That's not what this is.
Right.
Like, they actually go deep. I mean, the Capstone itself falls under the purview of what the chief of space operations, and I mean, I think the goal here really is to try and tie together the assets and the resources that they have, not only in, you know, I mean, good Lord, I mean, the Navy, the Army, the Air Force, they all have their own resources, and we're not even talking about the black budget secret space stuff, which I am sure is out there, right?
Look,
they want to get this under one. Go ahead.
Correct. And I've been, you know, this is my thing. This is what I do. I dig this stuff, and I'm telling you, they have been systematically I know that you know this because you study the same things I do. They have been systematically taking over all the SSP assets. I mean, this has been going on for a few years. I mean,
that's what you do if you're smart, right? You try to get everything under one banner, right? I mean, in this, how much? Like, okay, I'll just give you an example. What was it? The day before 9/11, Rumsfeld was supposed to come out, $2 trillion something dollars missing, all black budget stuff. Where do you think the money went? I mean, it's here, and what's cool, you know, Space Force is not just about like ships. We're not just talking about spaceships.
Hey, Tyler just said, is there going to be, that thing's kind of in the way of my chat, is there going to be a space weather segment with a sexy meteorologist? Well,
we were
Tyler,
totally
if
talking
you're
about
willing
that.
to dress up in drag again and come on the
That would be
show,
slick.
you can be
I'm
the
all
sex
for that.
spacey meteorologist. No, but we really are eventually, like, we do plan on doing some different segments kind of thing.
Solar
and we're going to do
weather,
solar weather.
Schumann resonance.
That's right, and the Schumann resonance. We sure are. Now, whether we're going to have a sexy meteorologist,
no, we definitely need something entertaining, right?
Something, right?
We'll figure it out. Don't you guys worry. We got this.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to do segments, but you know, people have this misconception. Space Force is not just about ships. We're talking about solar weather. I mean, that's what they monitor that now already. Control stations, antennas, tracking stations, launch pads, like orbital weapons platforms, which we know are up there, and then satellites. I mean, do you know? Okay, yeah, we have.
Should we dive into the Capstone, or you go ahead? You know
what this is the.
I know you're starting
it,
but I'm saying, should I pull it up on the screen?
Yeah, have at it.
Okay,
please.
so let's pull up the Capstone. If you guys are ready, we're going to pull up the Capstone and do a little dive into what Space Force actually is and what space power is, which she's already started talking about. Whoops, that's the wrong screen.
That is not the screen.
That is not the screen. Here we go. All right, so continue with what you were saying.
Yeah, well, I found this out today. We have 2 times the number of satellites that our nearest competition, which is Russia, has. And you know, I've said this on numerous occasions. For those of you that follow me on Twitter, I'm on about this all the time. I don't think Russia's our problem. I think China is our problem. And I think if once we go through the Capstone and we take a look at some other things, you know, that is abundantly clear. Right. I honestly think, you know, Russia can't afford to have these, you know, super strong adversaries on their border. If it comes down to it, it's going to be, you know, the eagle and the bear fighting the dragon. Like, that's just how I see it playing out.
Yeah.
But in any case, you know, they start off by defining what space power is, right? I mean, what does it mean? They define it as the totality of a nation's ability to exploit the space domain in pursuit of our prosperity and security, right? And we're not just talking about physical stuff. We're talking about the cognitive dimension, you know, what the human perceptions on our side, on the sides of our adversaries, that lead to the decisions that they make, that turn into policy. Okay?
Right.
So I mean, space is the ultimate high ground. Like, if you know, it used to be back in the day, and even in the 50s, right? In the 50s, our generals were coming out and saying, you know, that we need, even before they had the technology, that we needed to be focused on, you know, getting set up for being the supreme power in space. We needed to be the dominant space force.
Right.
If we were going to continue to maintain our position as the primary superpower in the world.
Right.
And I mean, they were dead on with that. As I said, it's the ultimate high ground. It used to be the Air Force, right? Mm-hmm. Whoever had control of the air had the advantage. Well, we got to think a little bit higher.
Now it's space.
It is.
Absolutely, 100%. He who controls the satellites and the data controls the whole situation on the planet.
That is for sure.
It's not even about it used to be like a national thing with like you said, with air. But now that we're talking space domain, this is a global thing. It's totally changing everything.
We don't even have to focus on nations per se. I mean, there are non-state actors. Anybody who depends on space to further their goals, economic goals or information goals. Information is huge, Yeah. They don't want to use that cable shit anymore. They want to run that stuff through the satellites,
right.
and that gives them more control over the information, which is crazy. But
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, have at it.
I just want to say that Millie Weaver, Millie Weaver was just arrested. So she released, or was in the process of releasing, a short documentary called Shadowgate. And the day she was supposed to release this, they hemmed her up. This was a few days ago on what seems to be a completely bogus charge. Somebody else was able to release it. Shadowgate is now out. I urge you to watch it. But a lot of this stuff that we're touching on with the Capstone and a few of the other things we're going to go into, this is all tied in, if you watch Shadowgate, into what's happening with the data, how the data is being stolen, how elections are being stolen, what the whole process is, and how vital space is to...
Speaking of data control, right? They arrested her on a burglary charge. Mm-hmm. Even the police didn't know what was going on. Did you see the video? I mean, he's literally radioing back. Like, what is this? Are we doing an indictment here? I don't know what's happening. Like, what are we supposed to do? That shit came out of nowhere. I mean, this isn't like something that had to have been sitting there, I wouldn't imagine, right? They caught her in front of her son and drug her out of the house.
Right.
The day she's supposed to release it. That's crazy.
Yeah, sorry. Just doing stuff on the screen. So, yeah. So, gotta address that. So, it's good to see you out there, everybody. I see a lot of familiar faces and a lot of new faces, and it's really awesome to have you guys here tonight. This is totally new territory, but this is something this is a daily part of our lives, so it's like, it's natural for us to want to do this. I don't see anybody else covering Space Force news, and it is the future. I mean, that's it. I mean, should we go into the Defense Intelligence Authorization Act? Where would you like to go from here?
There are a couple more points.
No,
that
go
I
for
it. To make as far as
yes, ma'am.
Goes.
Do it.
Right. All right. So they had passed a treaty a long time ago, mm-hmm. right, that banned the use of WMDs in space, right? However, the treaty did not address conventional weapons. And I know everybody's probably heard the terms rods, the rods from God. Mm-hmm. They literally wanted to drop flagpole sized tungsten stuff from space, and it would have the impact of a nuclear weapon. Well, Russia been set that up, and don't think we don't have it too, right?
Right.
The problem is that China is racing, not just to catch up, but to surpass. I mean, like I said, for those of you that follow me on Twitter, I mean, they found the moon goo on the dark side of the moon, and they want to, they're trying to hurry up and get some bases up there.
The moon goo on the dark side of the moon. Hold on,
you
friend.
Remember that?
No, listen, man, I didn't. You didn't send that to me. What are we talking about here?
This was months ago.
Lay it on me. What is
crazy.
Hold on. What is the moon goo?
They have a rover up there that found some unidentifiable goo on the dark side of the moon, and they were able to get samples and analyze the samples. Of course, we don't know what it is because they're not telling.
Who got the samples and where'd they take them?
China did. China. They took the samples.
Hold on. You're telling me China took
they got
black
up there right
goo
now.
Samples from the dark side of the moon?
I don't know if it was black, but it was definitely some moon goo from the dark side of the moon. And they sure as shit don't tell us what it is. Right?
How do we know this?
Well, we had the intelligence that they got the goo, and as a matter of fact, there were 100 articles published on that.
Have y'all ever heard about the moon goo?
I got this.
Yes, Elise, that's very clever. Yeah, I see that. That's very clever.
China's lunar rover has found something weird on the far side of the moon. InSpace.com. August 30th, 2019.
Yes, apparently there's moon goo. I didn't know about. Look, let me tell you. Yep. Foil is a fact checker. Fact check.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, I work as a fact checker.
I didn't tell you guys. So she's a fact checker. She comes across the most
craziest,
most random. I must hear this like once a day. Alara, look, check this out. Hey, listen here. Hey.
Yeah, right. Looky here now. Looky here.
Now look at here.
Right. Man. So you know, and one other thing. I mean, think about this. How long does it take to send military supplies on the surface of the earth from here to China? Forever, right? Well, DARPA, my favorite, research group.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
DARPA has been working forever on an orbital logistics hub, where they would take supplies into orbit and have them stationed there so that whenever necessary, they can shoot that shit down to wherever they need it to go in a fraction of the time. I mean, this is what we're talking about. This is not, I mean, this is, we're going to see this in the next few years. Like, this is not far out there. I mean, granted, we all know they give us news releases on old tech. They've got stuff that we probably don't have, the conception of at the moment, but they're serious. I mean, they're serious about this. This is next level.
It's all next level, really. People just aren't aware of it. I don't think they don't realize.
They think it's a joke.
That's why I think it's important everybody watches Shadowgate, because Shadowgate will really kind of break it down to you.
She did a really good job.
How the data, the whole data situation and how it controls things, and why Space Force is so vital and important. It's not just about disclosing UFOs. That'll come in time. But it's about the satellites, man, and it's about the space domain.
If they send, right, because they're not sending data directly. If they're using the satellites, they got to get it to the satellite and then back down to whatever the target location is, right?
Right.
Which, depending on who controls the satellite, they control the information too.
Correct.
I mean, small delays.
And I wonder who's the main people in charge of putting the satellites up and who's spots. So yeah, that's something I haven't dug into. That's something we need to get into.
Our favorite evil tech overlord. That's who. Our favorite.
You see, I can't even handle it. You bring him up, I'm like, oh. And you know what's funny?
Now
what's funny? The inspector is all about him too. He is a huge fan of our Dark Overlord, and I'm just like,
man, listen. I cannot help but to follow. I can't help but to follow him. I talk shit to him, but I follow him.
Dude, his Twitter account is lit.
Oh, that's a funny guy right there.
I mean,
that's a funny guy.
Hey,
and he makes so many people mad. Like, sometimes I just, I mean, when he's MFing the masks and pulling his company from California and moving to Texas, like,
he said he was going to sell his stuff and move. What did he say? He said this like last month.
Yeah, he's selling all his.
You guys know what Elon said? He made some crazy statements about he's going to give away all his stuff,
his houses and stuff. And I think he's moving to Mars or whatever he said. Like, can I get a ride?
I think he just trolls us, dude. Truth be told.
No, listen.
When are we going to have Space Uber?
Oh, right. No, that's right. They literally mentioned launch vehicle ride sharing in the Capstone. Now, I realize, maybe like Zimbabwe needs to send something into space, they got to catch a ride. But I mean, imagine if somebody had, like, you could really book, if you had Space Uber, that'd be great.
Right? And you could get it with your cell phone, right?
Right. Can we get an app for that?
I told you though, I want Space Elevator. I want to take an elevator.
They have the stuff.
They might be there. They might be there.
They got them. They can use maglev to get it to run up there with no friction. I'm sure they got that figured out. They have had plans.
I'd rather take the space elevator. What about you guys? I don't know about Space Uber. Hey, but that brings me to this ship. Should we go into that ship real quick since we're on that subject, or do you got some more stuff to go on about the Capstone?
No. Which ship?
Well, the ship. No, we can go into that later. Let's go on Defense Authorization Act, if that's cool. Let's go there and stick with our original plan before we get sidetracked and go left 15 times.
We actually had a plan, guys.
Kind of, yeah.
We're trying to
we had a plan.
Format.
Yeah.
Right.
But.
Well, I mean, it just, this stuff sounds like sci-fi, right? But it's not. It's fact.
No, sci-fi is becoming
fact,
right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And I don't know. You can learn a lot about a country and its goals and the challenges that it's facing by the way it spends its money, right?
Right.
And for those of you that pay attention, they recently, I know everybody saw the articles that came out about, the Pentagon having to release some of their information on the videos that they admitted to the videos, and now they're going to have to release some of their information. We had, New York Times broke the story, right? That they had people saying that we have literally recovered stuff from off planet. We don't know where it came
off
from.
Earth, not from Earth.
Right.
What does that mean?
Man,
I mean, that's a
some of it
just
they
think
dug up,
about
right?
that statement right there. Not from the Earth.
If that's not an admission, I don't know what is.
All right. If a spaceship doesn't come from Earth, where does it come from? Another.
You know my thoughts on that.
I mean, they can't even mean interdimensional if you think about it.
Well, I mean, you could have tech that does that. It doesn't have to be necessarily some sort of. I mean, if you change the frequency and the vibratory rate, you could have tech that phases. I mean,
Rob Van always said portal tech. I don't know. I have
portal tech.
There's not from the Earth. I don't know. Maybe I'm
right.
overanalyzing that statement right there. But that to me that suggests we
ain't the ones that did it.
To me, it suggests exactly what they're trying to tell us is we weren't the ones.
It wasn't us.
It wasn't us that made it. That's what they're trying to say without saying it was the aliens. So.
Yeah, right. They're not. I don't think they're gonna ever. I mean, well, yeah, no, they will eventually. They're gonna have to. But right now, they're definitely not coming with that. But
no.
So I mean, it sounds.
If we're relentless enough, we could get there. So that's the plan here.
That's the goal, right? Yeah, right. That's what we're doing. We need to figure out what the truth is, and if we're either gonna figure it out ourselves, or they're gonna just get so tired of hearing us that they tell us.
Right. Or give us a job or something. By that time, I'll be too old, but. We know they can fix that, so that's not.
We need jobs, sir.
Right.
That'd be great. Well, if you look at the Intelligence Authorization Act that they did for 2021, it's nuts. It's completely nuts.
So let's go there. Let me bring up the Defense Authorization
Have at it.
Act. All right. So let me.
Great plan. I smoke at Mission Control. You guys, sorry about that.
So let me find it real quick, and she's just She's a loose cannon.
I got my own rules.
Yeah, she's a loose cannon. I can't control her. So
I will not comply.
Correct. So I'm looking for this right quick. Let me find it. The Defense Authorization Act. Here it is, right here. Okay, so let's go into this right quick. All right, it's on the screen.
All right. Well, if you look at number 2 there, the first thing that caught my eye was the the social media Data and Threat Assessment Center, right?
Right.
That they allege is supposed to stop foreign disinfo, right? Because those pesky Russians are just so busy,
right,
trying to spread lies, right? So they put together this. Always the Russians.
It's always the Russians.
They keep the Russians busy. Yeah. Did you see how the Russians stole the North Pole? Like they was mad about that for a minute.
Yeah.
North Pole moved. All of a sudden it's Russian. They were.
Well, and we're Russian bots. All the Patriots were Russian.
Right.
Yeah, we're Russian bots.
Of course.
Yeah.
So they made a whole thing to stop us. Apparently, they say it's foreign disinfo. I don't buy that shit.
Right.
But they put together something they call the Solarium Commission, right? Which was supposed to, run through the situation and decide what suggestions they would make to the government on how to approach this. And what they decided was kind of asinine. They wanted to have congressional funding of nonprofits to do the work, right?
Right.
Like because nonprofits they don't have agendas ever. I mean,
we've discussed this. They completely have agendas. A little friend of ours likes to dig into those, and this little friend of ours,
birdie friend,
has discovered just infinite amounts of corruption, and Act Blue is a prime example of what we're talking about.
They act like people just don't realize. I mean, just because you're a nonprofit doesn't mean you're non-agenda. Right. So they want to let these nonprofits define disinformation. And what I want to know, and if you see, it says that they provide a requirement for them releasing this, like they have to give us some information within 180 days after the this act is passed, which it was, right? So sometime soon we're supposed to get some breakdown on this, and we'll probably cover it, I'm sure. But and if these nonprofits that they hire, this all depends on who's in control of Congress, who's in control of the country. Trump 2020, that's what we need. Because can you imagine Camel Toe Harris and
who
Sir Senility? What?
Camel Toe Harris? I have never heard that term.
Oh yes, ma'am. We're not even go there. But her and Sir Senility, yeah, I mean, imagine if they're in charge, deciding what can and can't be said. You know, it's bad enough now.
Right.
Like, it's bad enough now.
Well, when we see we see who they're targeting and going after, and they're going after people that are uncovering the truth and trying to expose it, so it's clear that their disinformation campaign to stop that is really
Trump in the White House.
Right. Yeah, let that sink in. Let that sink in.
That is with Republican control of the Senate and with Trump in the White House. What happens next? The backlash. Like, this can't happen, guys. Man, vote.
Get out and vote. Can you imagine if? Oh, I can't even imagine.
No, you can. It's just terrible.
No, it's so bad that it's okay. So let's stick with the spaces. Let's not get political. We both got we both got
can't do that here.
Well, I mean, we can't. Well, I mean, I'm never going to apologize for the way but I think
I don't apologize for nothing.
Right,
ever.
but we should.
I'm with you.
We should focus on
Skynet.
Here we go. So moving into Project Maven here.
Skynet.
So here we go. Let's break it down.
The robots are coming, guys. Right? So
I mean,
I don't
read
know if
this.
you guys remember. I got you.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys remember. A while ago, there was an uproar where a bunch of Google employees went in and they were flipping out that Google had a military contract that they totally did not agree with. Right? They were flipping out. Google backed out of the contract, right? As if that was going to stop something. Well, they just turned around and hired another company. In any case, Project Maven is what they were working on. And they were literally trying to teach AI to see, like literally see, to be able to, allow these drones to make decisions on their own. Right now, it's kind of odd because we have a human element where any kind of command executions and stuff that has to come from a human decision maker. Right. Well, they literally want to get rid of that. They want to allow weaponized drones, to eliminate targets unaided, right? I mean, Skynet, like it's literally
We're talking
Skynet.
Skynet
and then,
here, straight up.
What really makes it Skynet is they got this thing, the Algorithmic Warfare cross-functional team, right? They want to use algorithms to compile these data nodes where they're already taking all of our information. But they want to put these in like independent repositories where Maven is able to, with no supervision and completely on its own, access these nodes to make decisions. Mm-hmm. So it'll have all the information it needs. It'll be trained to see and think on its own. Like, I don't know how much more robot rebellion can we get? That's crazy.
No,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's next level there.
It's
Skynet, friend.
Completely.
No, I mean, Skynet's scary enough, but imagine that in the hands of the wrong person.
Well, our favorite evil tech overlord, I mean, he says if once we open that box, right? Mm-hmm. Once it's out, you can't put it back in the box. Normally what happens with tech, right? We come up with a new technology, it gets released. And then we start to see problems like in society or whatever, and then they legislate to control the problems. Well, and I agree with Elon on this. We can't wait until it's released to legislate or to put, parameters in effect, because once it's out, that's it, that's all. And he I mean,
we shouldn't even be doing it in the first place, in my opinion.
No, we shouldn't, but that's never going to happen. There's going to be there's always going to be somebody somewhere pushing it. Right. So I mean, it's his opinion that if you can't beat them, join them. But this is why he's pushing the whole brain chip stuff, because he says the only way we're going to be able to keep up is if we are like cybernetic organisms or cyborgs, merged with the AI.
Kind of off topic, but JM4N just brought up, they've been warned the consequences of a hoax alien invasion. I don't know if anybody's seen this, but it's kind of on the topic. There's a video. I wish we had it to where we could pull up. But there's a video. Right. Oh yeah, you're the one that sent it to me, of the dragon. There's two different dragon
that
ones.
Was crazy.
And it's a holographic dragon, and I mean this stuff is, you can't tell the difference.
5G, right, at that stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like it looks like now that's supposed
you imagine
to be some sort of AR, right? But you can't tell me, okay, right now the augmented reality stuff we have is like dependent on goggles. All that is manipulation of electric electric signals and frequency. You can't tell me that they can't do that without a goggle. They for sure can. And now, thanks to Starlink and all these other, we're about to have the satellite, the satellites in orbit to make this blue beam. Yeah, make that entirely possible. I'm sure.
Entirely possible. No goggles required.
Right. Yeah. And then I always post that stuff about companies with mind control tech and this, that, and the other. I mean, they have things that can change our demeanor. They can make us paranoid if they need us to be paranoid or whatever. Like with frequencies, it's crazy. It's nuts. It's some like mad scientist shit for real.
I can feel them doing it when I go into cities. I can feel them. I can feel an energy shift, and it's not just the people in the city. It's whatever they're sending at, they're throwing at them.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Okay. Bob Lazar,
it's
right?
trying to make them frustrated and angry, and yeah.
Did you see Bob Lazar's interview with Joe Rogan, where wasn't it him? I swear it was him.
I didn't see that.
He was talking about when he was getting too close or whatever, and they knew he was there, but it was something that made his skin feel like it was burning. I swear it was him. I think it was him. They have stuff that, if they direct the frequency at you, they use it as crowd control.
Oh, yeah.
They use it as crowd control weapons now. I mean, they don't need water cannons. They can put a frequency at you that makes you feel like you're on fire.
Makes
you're
you feel
probably
terrible.
Gonna leave.
Right. They don't even need to light you on fire. They can just, and we're not even, we haven't even discussed on the weapons too. This is a major thing that we really didn't even get into discussing the Capstone, is we're talking about kinetic weapons now. We're talking about
energy weapons.
Energy weapons.
Yeah.
We're talking about
orbital based, orbital weapons platforms. Yeah, they have that now. They have that now. So it'll come out.
That has to be controlled. I mean, that stuff in the wrong hands, we've seen it. I mean, California fires, we've seen what happens.
Cars melted to the road, like,
come on,
like that happens. Did you see the one where it was like, it's supposed to be a wildfire, but there's like house burnt down, fine, house burnt down.
Oh yeah, I've dug into that.
House burnt down, like how does that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. Yeah, never happens.
So, we need to refocus on this thread, right? Do I need to pull it up again?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
I was just going to talk about we're going to talk about genetics, the genetic problems.
Yeah, we need to, because that whole Defense Authorization Act, the whole thing is pretty important.
I mean, it's long, but there's crazy stuff there.
So
you guys saw the UFO stuff, but there was so much more.
Here we go. So now we're going into algorithmic warfare. Or we already
number 6.
Yeah, we already did that. We're on 6. Okay.
Yeah.
So ooh-wee.
Yeah, right. I talk about this all the time.
Genetic warfare.
I think probably anybody watching this would agree that the Kung Flu is indeed something that they concocted. Well, so Congress apparently thinks it's a problem too, because they literally are trying to mitigate the threat of these, I write about all the time, the direct-to-consumer genetic test kits. Like 23andMe is tied to Google, right? There's another one that's, what is it called? Origin? Yeah, Origin.
And people innocently think that, I just want to find out what my nationality, whatever.
Yeah,
and they don't even realize.
Make me a diet based on my genes, or right? They don't even know what they're doing. They are compiling this.
Yeah.
Russia accused us recently of in the country of Georgia, not the state of Georgia, of having it's right there, having that we're cooking up stuff to fight their soldiers based on genetics.
Yeah. And
I mean, apparently they said this with specificity to China, that the DoD thinks that they're on some BS with this, that if our military people send in their genetic info to one of these Chinese companies, or like people in our intelligence community, they're sending in their genetics to these Chinese companies, that they're going to manipulate that, and they can make targeted weapons. They could target an entire lineage. They could target just one person. I mean, they could do a lot with that. I mean, look what they did with the Kung Flu. Right. Everybody thought that it was supposed to kill a bunch of people. Well, I mean, there's a reason they used RNA. It changes the host cell. It changes the DNA of the host cell. Like, that's the entire point, I'm convinced. But in any case. So there's a lot in here about China, and it just ties into the Capstone. And I really think that as we go forward, we need to pay attention. We need to focus on that, because Russia is not our problem. I mean, that, you know, they get a little pissy sometimes, but they are not our problem.
Right. So we're on what, number 9 now?
Oh no, we're all this. Yeah, everybody saw this. You know, this is just about the. They want to have intelligence community within the Space Force. We're gonna have intelligence operatives that work for the Space Force as well. You can see the DNI under
it's a major element of it, actually. Huge.
Yeah. Well, obviously we need to be gathering intelligence. Not, I mean.
And this meme, just because.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Yeah, I love it.
Right.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go back then. Yep. Crazy science fiction, just straight up coming to reality.
Science fact now.
Science fact. Yep. So it's getting scary out there. Does anybody have any questions on the Capstone that we can answer, or any questions for Foil on the Defense Authorization Act before we go into some of the articles that we're going to go into? I
think we need to talk about the real threat here. Racism.
Right.
How NASA is racist.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I mean, let me see if anybody's got any questions before we jump into racist NASA. We got to cover this. So I don't know if you guys heard about the racist NASA article that came out in space.com, a space.com article, I believe.
Yeah.
And this is just unreal. Let me check, see if there's any questions.
The crazy thing is, they did this on their own. It wasn't even somebody crying about it. They just went through and decided, you know, with all their intellectual superiority, that this was really our problem in 2020. We need to be worried about, you know, the Eskimo Nebula.
Let's jump into that whole rigmarole there, because it's just nutty. All right, I got it pulled up here.
Yep, that's all you, fam.
NASA to stop using racist nicknames for cosmic objects. So we've already had what? Didn't they take away Aunt Jemima, and then we lost some other stuff? What was it?
Almighty, right? They took down black pumpkins at Halloween last year at Bed Bath & Beyond. I mean, we really got to stop this, guys.
This is out of control.
This is ridiculous.
So NASA will discontinue the use of certain nicknames for astronomical objects that are considered to be racist, the space agency said August 5th. The agency's plethora of space-gazing observatories collect breathtaking images of distant cosmic objects, which are given official designations made up of acronyms and numbers by the International Astronomical Union. But the agency also gives some objects nicknames that are less technical to make them more public friendly, according to NASA. So we can't really go, but here's an example. For years, indigenous peoples have criticized the use of the word Eskimo because of its racist roots. And unfortunately, this offensive term was a nickname NASA used for planetary nebula NGC 2392. So we're going to rename.
Yes.
Space
No
objects.
more Siamese twins galaxy, right? That's apparently Siamese is offensive. I don't even know how Eskimo.
What else they got named over here? They got, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got Siamese twins is named. Yep. What else are they going to pull from us?
Oh, they're really mad that, well, it says, you know, they're trying to be more, you know, inclusionary.
Yeah.
With their space programs, you know, it's got to have a variety
insanity.
of people.
I can't.
Yeah, they got mad. There were 9 people in a group. They were mad that 6 of them were white guys. Like, I mean, if that's who applied for the job,
right?
You know, if that's who was qualified, you hired them.
Look, we know where this narrative is coming from. You know, we know what's going on in the division, and it's just why not? Why not?
Well,
Let's rename the space objects now. I mean,
that's it. They want to push division in every aspect.
In every way. Yeah, in every absolutely every way.
And they're bringing up things that probably nobody ever even thought of.
Right.
It's crazy to me.
It's crazy. All right, so
well, at least racist NASA is doing, you know, some cool things like moon lasers.
What should we call our peeps out there? Cosmonauts or
cosmonauts?
Cosmonauts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be your guys' names. We're gonna call you cosmonauts, right?
We're all Russian bots anyway. You guys can be.
All right.
You guys can be cosmonauts.
Okay, so from racist NASA. Okay, so we're gonna go into moon lasers. Moon lasers, and this ties into another article about light and lasers. So let me pull up moon lasers here. Where are you, my little moon laser friends? Moon lasers. Where's moon lasers?
Well, apparently they've been trying this trick for a while.
Is this
right?
moon lasers? The reason okay, so here
Yes.
I've got moon lasers. Let me switch it over here. So here we are with the moon lasers. Go ahead and cover the moon lasers, friend, if you will.
Well, I'm more than happy.
Granted, it's CNN. Granted, so just
yeah, but before anybody has, I get this on Twitter all the time. Look, just because CNN publishes a bunch of lies doesn't mean everything is a lie, right?
Right.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, anything you look up is probably on 15 other platforms. This just happened to be the article I came across and copied the link to. But in any case, so before anybody has a CNN shit fit, they've been trying this trick forever, right? Where they want to beam a laser from the Earth up to something in space, apparently the size of a paperback book, like some tiny little target.
Yeah.
And then they want to be able to redirect the laser back at some, preordained space, just to see if they can transmit information that way, maybe, or just to get the measurements right. Well, they did it finally. They've got this thing that's been up there since 2009, the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. It's going around the moon.
Hold on, they bounced it off the moon?
They bounced it off of an orbiter around the moon, right? They've got this little tiny thing up there that it takes pictures, it does, gathers information about the moon, but they've been trying to hit it with a laser and then bounce the laser back down to because somebody just was really bored one day and was like, let me see if I can hit that thing.
Let me see if I can hit it with the laser.
Yeah, I bet I can, right? I bet you $20
that was what we were all doing at ESETI a couple weeks ago. That was Rob Counts all the way with his laser.
I'm gonna hit it. Right.
He was the laser, he was the laser director. He had the whole thing. He wasn't trying to give that laser up either. He was not giving it up.
Speaking of lasers, and kind of off the top, did you see recently the whole the protesters are trying to point lasers at helicopter pilots and stuff to bring them down? So I mean,
they're pointing them at the police.
Man, look, that's a good way to get shot.
Right.
Somebody better
just saying
knock that off real quick, right? You better think about that before you leave Mama's basement.
Right.
So in any case, they did. They got a station in France. They shot this beam up there. They hit this little tiny target, and they were able to beam it back down. And like I said, the thing's about the size of a book. It's tiny.
Wow.
So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So it's all in here, and that's pretty crazy. There's a lot of information about that experiment, but it ties into something else, is what we kind of want to show you, which this other article came out. I'm going to switch over to.
Well, this is pretty cool. This is really cool. Next level stuff. The University of Central Florida, right? They made a new kind of laser where instead of using a traditional beam like this, they're using what they call space-time wave packets.
Yeah.
And what they're able to do, these things can pass through materials. It doesn't matter without diffusion, right? It doesn't change their speed. Normally, if you try to pass something through something else, it changes all sorts of metrics. I mean, especially the speed at which it travels. But now they have, if they use these, space-time wave packets, it can actually pass through any material without any change in speed. So they can send out a signal and want it to end up at 2 different points in space, and no matter what the signal passes through, it's going to get there at the same time, which is really pretty awesome. I mean, that is a technical feat.
Right. And I mean, just so happens we're shooting lasers at the moon,
I mean,
right around the same time.
With it, right?
So they're obviously playing laser games. So,
somebody was bored.
Rob Counts isn't the only one playing laser games, apparently.
That's right.
Right.
They're trying to keep busy for sheezy.
Right. So
that's for when they coordinate.
I gotta get me one of those lasers. I'm not gonna lie, friend. I'll be sitting out here some nights and I'm like, because
didn't we have this conversation?
We're not gonna go into where
you went to ESETI, what kind of laser you should get.
I know, but it just didn't work out. Just like the Space Force shirt. Look, friends, I was supposed to wear a Space Force shirt today. All right.
Man. No, she has
Foil even got me a Space Force shirt. And
Somebody just did not want to go to the mailbox.
I didn't make it to the
mailbox.
So I'm repping Arizona. Whatever. The point is, I need a laser.
Everybody needs a laser.
Look, if I had a laser, you know what kind of fun I could have out here? Because it's desert, and
they ruined me. I don't want any kind of laser now. I want space-time wave packets. I don't know what the shit that is, but I want it. I need it. I need to have it. I'm gonna figure it out. I know for sure.
Word. I get you. Yeah, I get you 100%. So, right? Who needs the old-fashioned lasers now, right?
Right. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. So, what are we going into next? Oh, sometimes you make me laugh, dude. I mean,
that's great.
Actually, frequently you make me laugh, but we're trying to keep it.
Right?
We're trying to not, go completely left with our conversation today because we have to get used to doing the news.
Hold on. CCP boots on the ground in Canada. What? Russ Rath said CCP boots on the ground in Canada. I have not, but believe me, by next time we're on here on Sunday, I'll have a whole spiel on that.
Is that a reliable source we're talking about here that just dropped that?
I don't know. It's in the chat. I just looked at it. As a matter of fact, that's crazy.
Look, I tripped out on the Fire NATO too. The Fire NATO article that came out. Look, and somebody told me,
joke, right?
Look, the inspector told me, oh, those happen all the time. I'm like, how come I went?
Fire NATO. Now, I'm more likely to believe Shark NATO before Fire NATO, but that was a legit thing. Apparently. They put out alerts and stuff. I mean, video. Like, who does what? Right. 2020.
Right? Y'all. Is lit. Seriously.
There's no question. I don't even ask anymore, huh?
You don't know what you're gonna. Nothing really shocks me, friend. I could see anything in the news, and it's like, it's not really a shock.
We have seen the most heinous and most insane news stories this year. Like, I don't know. It's like watching a movie. It literally is like watching a movie. It's crazy. This year's been nuts.
For real.
But yeah, apparently CCP boots on the ground. That doesn't surprise me. Trudeau, I can see that. He's probably allied with them all the way. I know he hates Trump, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But you going to tell us about these fast radio bursts?
Oh, yeah, we're going to go. Okay,
that's your thing.
So fast radio bursts. All right, so this let me pull up the fast radio bursts. Hello, friends. Where are you? Fast radio burst. Oh, here we are. Okay, so let me go to fast radio bursts. So, mysterious fast radio burst detected closer to Earth than ever before. So, most FRBs originate hundreds of millions of light years away. This one came from inside the Milky Way. So, fast radio burst, the first one I don't know that I ever really remember hearing about was the WOW signal. And this would have been, didn't they name it Tabby Star? Or am I getting that mixed up with something else?
What?
Or was she the one that...
No, they called it WOW just because the dude was like, what the hell is this? And he wrote WOW
this
on
is
the paper.
Right,
like,
wow.
Literally, that's what it... Yeah, they called it the WOW signal. It was the first...
I'm getting that mixed up with
FRB.
something else. I'm getting that mixed up with something else. I don't know. I look at so much stuff that I get things... I got the... Who's the lady? I still can't even remember her name. The one that speaks for the president, the one that's a total badass. The one that just puts the fake news down like it ain't nobody's business. What's her name?
Oh, McEnany.
Right. I called her Kellyanne Conway the other day.
She's cool too.
That's what I do with people's words. Okay, so anyway. Most fast radio bursts originate hundreds of millions of light years away. This one came from inside the Milky Way. I found this pretty interesting. So, 30,000 years ago, a dead star on the other side of the Milky Way belched out a powerful mixture of radio and X-ray energy. That belch swept over the Earth, triggering alarms at observatories around the world. The signal was there and gone in half a second. But that's all scientists needed to confirm they had detected something remarkable. The first ever fast radio burst, FRB is short for it, to emanate from a known star within the Milky Way, according to a study published July 27th in the astronomical journal Letters. Since their discovery in 2007, FRBs have puzzled scientists. The bursts of powerful radio waves last only a few milliseconds at most, but generate more energy in that time than Earth's sun does in a century. Scientists have yet to pin down what causes these blasts, but they proposed everything from colliding black holes to the pulse of alien starships as possible explanations. So far, every known FRB has originated from another galaxy, hundreds of millions of light years away. But this one...
We got one here, though.
We got one here now. So, look, do you got any theories on this, my friend? of
Yeah,
what these
investigate
FRBs
everything,
right.
everything but signals from ships. Like, I mean, it could be a.
But
yeah,
what do you
know
think?
What?
But I'm asking you, Foil. What do you think FRBs really are?
Probably emissions from either dying stars, or yeah, probably maybe just bursts that come out. Something to do with spinning, rotation, like maybe pulsars. They emit. You know, different stars have different. You know, they find it with the radio frequencies, and I would imagine they probably come from pulsars or from ships, but they'll never tell us ships. They'll always tell us something else.
Correct. And I mean, some of these advanced civilizations, if you really think about it, we see them. We don't see our military industrial complex sees. But
what are we looking at here on the screen?
Oh, I don't know. I got sidetracked.
We're a mess.
I got lost in my thought process,
It's
and now I'm completely distracted but thank you for correcting me. I really appreciate that. It would have been
I'm looking at it like
crappy to see that up on the screen for like 20 minutes. Yeah. So see, this is what happens. Things like that happen. You just keep rolling. You don't. You can't. You just roll with it, right?
That's all good.
So anyway,
we got one local though. We got a local radio burst, which is kind of cool.
Right.
It's kind of cool. They don't want to tell us. They probably know more than they're telling us, like they usually do. But
well, the point I was getting at was you got the little ships, right, that come, and some of these civilizations, they're so advanced, they have to be capable. Like, it's not like we think it is. Like, you have to just live on a planet. No, they probably, like, whatever it is, their civilizations and how they exist out there.
I am sure that they have mobile civilizations. Like,
that's what I'm trying to say. That is what I'm trying to say.
Full of yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
because we think the same things a lot.
Okay, and so if they got mobile civilizations, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. It's a possibility.
I mean, why would you, like, what if your planet's dying, right? You just round up all your peeps, make them a little fake planet inside the ship, and take off.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan to me. I want off this rock.
I may have to change my screens around, Frank, because it's, I can't be pulling up the YouTube screen all the time like that. That's just, I can't be making that mistake. But anyways, so on to the next thing here. I'm sure they're getting a real kick out of that. Thanks, friends. So, Ingenuity Mars helicopter. Now, this.
That's kind of cool.
It's mainstream. Here we did something cool. Look at the nifty helicopter. I mean, I'm just being real. That's
Wait,
the kind
is that
of news.
the one that they sent up with the rover? That's what they're talking about, right?
Yeah. So I got it right here. Hold on, I'll pull it up. All right, here we go. No, that's not the right one either. Hold on. Yeah, get it together, Alara. Well, I'm special.
They sent up a rover the size of a car, as far as I understand.
All right,
they put a little helicopter in it.
So NASA powers up Ingenuity Mars helicopter in space for the first time. So yeah, this little guy hitched a ride on the Perseverance rover. I'd have to tell you the exact which launched July 30th. So this little guy's
just launched that.
So this little guy's on his way to Mars, and they powered him up for the first time. So now,
allegedly,
on his way to Mars. And I'm not very impressed with
the Mars with litter, or maybe he's on the ship with the space mouse.
Mouse. It's really, I don't even know if we should go here, but
no, let's assume
you brought up space mouse. This look. We don't know look, a lot of what we see, and I have to tell myself this so I don't get upset. A lot of what we see in the press and what we see physically, events and things, it's just optics. It's optics. And so everybody believes we're at a certain level with this stuff, so we have to continue the charade is my understanding. But it gets extreme sometimes, you guys. I mean, the last launch, there was a Space Mouse. I mean, if you know about Space Mouse, you know about Space Mouse. If you don't know about Space Mouse, then we're here to tell you that there was a Space Mouse. Now, Bob and Doug.
Was that a SpaceX launch?
Yes, of
course. With the mouse?
Of course it was.
Naturally.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And
green screen trickery.
Right. Now we already know they've been busted with the green screen. Now I won't go on the whole train of it's a gigantic conspiracy and the Earth is flat. I'm not going there. But I will tell you that they're not telling us the truth. Okay, you shouldn't need a green screen on this if you're on the space station.
What I want to know is what kind of space lab on Earth are you running that's got mice in it? Like, you got to get your standards up.
It wasn't even on the. It was on the jet thing on the outside.
Yeah.
That was impossible. That mouse would have been fried. He would have been
burnt
right. mouse,
but I'm
not
saying,
space
like, okay,
mouse.
even if you're constructing fake stuff, right? And you've got your little lab, and you're Elon, and you're building your little ships. Like, don't you guys clean? You just got mice running around on your equipment. What's going on here?
I don't have an answer for that. I just don't. I don't have an answer for space mouse. Huh?
Somebody call OSHA. Their standards are not being met.
All right, so you want to go stargazer air launch, or you want to go levitation on dead cells and kind of switch tracks here, or what do you think?
Man, the dead cells, that's kind of cool.
All right, so let's go.
They're using
cells.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so let me pull up
something
dead cells.
totally different.
Dead cells is this is just we're putting this under cool stuff category. Just what? Just huh? This is kind of cool. Here we go. Go ahead, take it away with the bioengineers are using levitation on dead cells.
Yeah, they've been using maglev tech forever. I mean, it's fairly simple, but this is the first time they used it on any kind of biological. And what they're able to do now is they can separate, dead things from living things, which is kind of cool. I mean, like, if you have cancer, right, and you want to get the dead cells out, they can literally, like, maglev them up out of the skin. Or if they want to build, like, they're working on 3D printing scaffolding for organs or something. Like, now you can take out the bad and just leave the good. Like, it's super helpful. And I just thought that was something really cool, since we're talking about tech and everything else, that I thought maybe we should throw in here. I
mean, where that can go too, that's like where that can go, and you know what else they're levitating, my friend? They're levitating, they're starting to do a lot of, not levitating, that's not really the right word, but they're starting to do a lot of doing experiments with sound. They're disclosing the fact that sound, you can levitate things with sound, and
have you seen the videos on YouTube? You can also make crazy little shapes with sound and all this other stuff.
The cymatics. If you guys haven't seen the cymatics out there, you got to check this out. So Nigel Stanford, he's like one of my favorite. He's like an amazing sound engineer, and I love his music. I'm like a huge fan of Nigel Stanford. Anyway, he has this video. I wish I could remember the name of it, or I would have had it pulled up. But it's called Cymatics. And if you watch this video, like, if you're not like kind of woke about the fact that we have a creator and there's a design here and sacred geometry, this will blow you away. Like, it's
the most beautiful shapes. You don't get any with the sound, the different frequencies. You don't get like these dissonant shapes that are all chaotic. Like, everything organizes into these beautiful, like, snowflake looking stuffs and just different
sound
patterns
with sound.
Yeah,
and it's just so happens, right, in the Bible that, I mean, if you look, you can tie it all together, right? I mean,
hey, they brought down a wall or whatever with the horn, right?
Correct, in the Bible. There's lots of stuff in the Bible that, when you put it in terms of technology, when you understand there's a designer and a design, it all begins to make sense. And when you realize a lot of real tech has been hidden from us. The tech that we have now that we mess with is just, it's really, it's like archaic, crappy, just negative and not really good. And it's just, there's tech out there that doesn't hurt anybody and is just leagues beyond.
Well, okay.
What
even
we're looking at right now. The whole
organization of things, right? Do you remember seeing, what was his name? Dr. Matsumoto from Japan, and he was doing those experiments on water and rice. Yeah, on water specifically. Yeah, if you think loving thoughts to the water, and then he would get pictures of what was it frozen? It was beautiful. But if you thought hateful things to the water, it looked terrible. It looked like toxic.
After I saw his videos, like, legit, I'm not making this up, friend, I ordered, like, I first of all, I drink alkaline water, and I drink water like it's going out of style. Like, I've cured so many health problems by just drinking water. But yeah,
I'm like Trump. I just drink Diet Coke.
Yeah, and that's
like,
so
that's
bad.
It, that's all. I know.
Right.
I can tell.
I know. I've told you this a million times. It's so bad. But hopefully one day you'll be like, Alara, I went out and bought some alkaline water, and I threw out the Coke, and I'm feeling so much better. We'll get there. Just like with the aliens and the spaceships and everything else, we're going to get there, friend. You know? Just like with me not putting up the YouTube screen and me putting up the article instead.
This is a work in progress. It's our first show. We got this.
Yeah,
we got this.
We're fine. So before we went left, what were we talking about? Oh, okay. So I was saying, like legit, I went out and bought like a glass water bottle with crystals and like supercharged my crystals and put them in the bottle of my water bottle. Well, it was glass and it broke. So don't, if you're going to buy the glass one, here, let me tell you, don't stick it on the side of your vehicle before you drive away. Be kind of careful with it. But now I just have my metal water bottle, this guy here, because, whatever. But I had my crystals, and it was like a thing, like a whole ritual for me was charging my crystals and putting them in my water and drinking. It's all up here. I bless all my food and I bless my water. But anyways, that's kind of off topic. But this is Foot N5D.
You should be thinking. Man, your thinking changes everything. It changes the way people react to you. It changes your physical surroundings.
Right. And if a bunch of stuff's going chaotic in my life around me, like seriously, the first thing I look at is what's going on in here. That everything around me is turning into complete chaos.
So this is totally off topic, but I had the ghost hunters at my house last night, right?
Tell them about it. Tell them about it.
Oh, good Lord. So
she's been having these ghosts, all right? And freaking out, sending me pictures. Oh, my God, my dog's tripping. There's ghosts in my house.
No. You can see it, like, right? Yeah. That's not a lie.
No, it's true. See it. She's got a ghost problem.
I got it on my phone. Yeah, right?
She had to call Ghostbusters, like legit had to call Ghostbusters.
I literally had to have the local, like, the state paranormal people come into my house, and I thought for sure when they showed up there would be nothing. There would be nothing. I'd look like an idiot, and they'd go home. That is not what happened, man. That is not what happened.
Hey, Kate, 1 second. I don't mean to interrupt for a second. Yeah, Kate, I just want to let Kate know in the chat that Kate, I will give you credit. I know I'm a water snob, but look, the one thing I do like about Kate's place is she's got the legit good water. She's got the the reverse osmosis.
Oh, nice.
So it's the one place I don't have to go and buy alkaline water in bottles because she has a reverse osmosis. So that, I'm just saying it'll bump you up there on the friend list if you got reverse osmosis in your sink. Saying it kind of does it for me.
I got to work on that.
Right. Okay, so back to the ghosts.
Well, no, the whole point was I found out there are multiple things here. My dog, the one day my dog, he follows it around. Like I have video of him following it around, and most of the time there's more than one thing here. A lot of the things that are here are playful, but there's something here that is not very playful. As a matter of fact, when they did the spirit box readings, it was crazy. Like the ones that were in my room, back in my room, which is at the other end of the house for my dad, they were super chatty and they were super cool, and they were, like my mother was there, or what I assumed to be my mother in any case. But then they said, he's coming. Who's coming? What's his name? He doesn't have a name. Okay. Or no name.
Hold on. Hold on. Who said this?
Man, listen, have you ever seen...
Did they got this on a recording?
EVP? Yes. Listen, I'm about to have the whole thing on YouTube or on Facebook. They're going to put it on their Facebook.
You better
probably
share.
2 weeks. Oh, yeah. I will. Listen. A spirit box is different. Like the EVP is where they just have the mic set up, I guess, and they ask questions, and then they review it later, and they come up with, they see if they heard it talking, I guess, or whatever. Well, the spirit box, there's a database that they use, whatever, I don't know, the projections of energy from these things that translates into words, and these things are able to talk. Like the word patty, the word prison.
So what did it say? It said prison, and what else did it say?
Man, well,
how many are there in the pad?
There were five in my room.
Oh,
there's one in the back, apparently, that's separate, that stays in the side of the house that my dad's on, and then there were 5 in my room. And the ones that were in my room and they were talking, they were stuck here. They kept saying prison, earth, light, and then one of them tripped me all the way out. He said, and just as clear as day, a whole sentence, the light is a lie. I said, oh my God, this spirit ghost of David Icke in my house. I didn't know what to do. The light is a lie, because the lady, the medium sensitive lady, is trying to tell him, like,
delayed reaction.
Yeah, she's trying to tell him, like, go into the light or whatever. And the guy was like, the light is a lie. My heart I was like, oh, yeah, he's got to go. I don't know what he's doing, but he's got to go. But anyway, there's something that was not a human. The sensitive says maybe an earth elemental, because the way they kept saying earth, that he was stuck to the earth. And I think he's keeping them in my house. But it was trippy. But the whole point of that long rant is that my dad, the thing on the other side of the house, the thing that's messing with my dad, it feeds off of his negative energy.
Of course.
And I'm trying to last night.
Like I said, you need to get some crystals. You need to get a pyramid. You need to get some sage.
You think I don't have these things? Like, I've saged this house twice. Listen. In my room, the energy is completely different than where he's at, and I get it. He gets so amped at. He gets so the light is a lie. I keep wondering about that, but I just seen it in the chat. But he gets so amped up, and then it's like his anger feeds on itself, and he gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, I have been. Friend, you're woke AF. You already know. Man, listen, ain't nobody got to tell you about the negative entities feeding on the negative energies.
I tried to explain this all to him. I mean, there are things knocking on his door at 3 a.m. There are things calling out his name. And I told him, anything that can physically interact, it's got to go. Yeah, because that shit only gets worse. Like, if they just want to hang out and share space, you're never going to find a place on Earth where you can't just be by. Like, there's always energy around. Like, I'm cool with that. But if it's got problems, then it can go somewhere else. I'm sitting there trying to teach my dad how to govern his own reactions so as not to antagonize or feed these things, like, and just how to control his thoughts. You can't decrease the level of activity back there.
But you can't control your thoughts is the thing, friend. Like, you get this. You can't just tell somebody, hey, control your negative thoughts, because you're feeding the demons.
No, but what you
usually don't take that well either. Just saying.
When you catch yourself having those thoughts, if you have, like I have, and I hate to sound like a lib, but I have like a space, a safe space, like a place that I go that I know that I felt comfortable in my life, a place that was comforting for me. And anytime I'm feeling upset, I imagine myself in that place, right? And I can hear the waterfall out of my window.
Really?
My room.
I don't have one of those. Listen, how come I don't have a safe space?
I don't know, but you need to think about this. I'm not talking about like, the liberal safe space. I'm talking about the place you felt most comfortable in life.
No, I'm talking about in my head. I don't have a safe place that I go in my head when I'm tripping.
I don't know, but listen, it helps.
Well, this is a good idea. I'm just saying. Maybe I need a safe space.
Look at me, enlightening people. That's what I'm here to do.
Right? I'm telling you about the water, and you're telling me about the safe space.
See,
this is progress. That's what I mean. We're winning.
Yeah, right? We're winning. So I have a place. I imagine this room. I lived with my grandparents. I never had a worry there. I didn't worry about if the rent was paid. I didn't worry about what we were going to eat. I didn't worry about none of that. My room, I could hear the waterfall outside. I was always comfortable. I can imagine the things around me. I hear the water. Like, whenever I start to trip out, I breathe in the light, I push out the darkness, and I go to that place, and I can calm myself almost instantly, right? So I'm trying to
I need a safe space, it seems like.
That's what I told him. I said, Dad, what is the best memory you have? What did you smell? How did you feel? Were you warm? Were you happy crying? Were you happy laughing? What were you doing? I need you to recall that and feel it. You do, though. Just, you got to sort through. Find that one. It could be something simple, dude. The time your best friend, that was, drinking soda and spit it out her nose. Whatever makes you happy. Whatever is funny. I'm saying funny shit that happens to people. Like, you pull that, and you think about, what were you doing? What were you wearing? What did you smell? How did you feel? What did you hear? And if you can recall those things and put yourself there every time you start to get upset, you will, like I said, you breathe in the light, you push out the darkness, and you calm right down.
That's what I do too when I meditate. I literally breathe in the light, like literally and see it coming in. It's all my cells and healing everything. And then I literally like blow out the darkness. And I do that over and over again. And that's how I get myself. And I could notice a difference when I don't do it. Like, it's a big deal. Tyler just said, are we going to end with a sports segment?
Do we even have any sports?
I don't. We kind of went left even from the news here.
Listen. Look, man, yeah, right?
We
probably are. We're a little over an hour. But look, we could.
We said we were going to save.
Robot Wars. I'm saying we need sports. We can have robot sports, something.
We're like literally into the same stuff. You know, I used to make that joke all the time. I used to like, I thought it was funny, but you know how us space weirdos, we only think this stuff's funny. Like, anyways, so
I think it's great.
I would say, I remember I asked a girl one time. I was like, I shouldn't even go with the story because this is gonna sound just. Well, I mean, it
doesn't matter.
I used to get really excited about Robot Wars, okay? And I remember
I love Robot Wars.
Yeah,
dude.
and I asked somebody
Anybody
one time.
that doesn't get excited about Robot Wars, they're the one with the problem.
I asked somebody one time, but I saw how excited I got, and people like made fun of me. And after that, it became like a joke, like, "Do you watch Robot Wars?" You know, like making fun of me. And
yeah,
I'm okay with the fact that I'm a geek. Like, I really don't. I embrace it.
Listen.
I mean,
yes. If you fight it, that's when you have a problem. You have to internalize it, and you have to be the nerd. You know what I mean? You have to be the geek. It's okay. It's okay. We're grown now. We don't have to worry about high school cliques, right?
That's right. And okay, so should we go? We did levitation. Should we cover any of the resignations, or should we go Stargazer? Where would you like to go from here?
Well, I mean, the Stargazer's kind of cool. Right.
I mean, it is. I mean,
resignations. That's just like a notable, and we don't even.
It
know
is
what
a
it
notable,
necessarily
and
yet.
and I don't even think that we had to kind of rush through the Capstone and the defense intelligence because it would have been
rush. I was talking about that for a long time, man.
It could have gone on longer. Is my
wandering
point.
off, right? Oh man, for hours. Yeah,
I kept showing the back end of the YouTube channel. I won't let myself live it down. All right, so here we are moving on to. Stargazer air launch.
Look how big that is. That thing is huge.
It is. It just looks like a regular plane to me, friend.
No, listen to what I'm telling you. That thing right there, that thing is huge. It's carrying, we think, right? That's the thing they have to air the hypersonic missiles. Like everybody talking about, Russia and China already have hypersonic stuff. While ours was, still in development allegedly. Well, this thing carries it up so it can have an actual like quasi-orbital launch. They don't want to launch it from the ground. They want to launch it from the air, which is kind of sweet. I remember when launch something, you might as well launch.
I remember when those drones got launched a while back, and everybody was tearing it apart, trying to figure out what was going on with the drones. And I thought it tripped me out. They were looking for vehicles picking up the drones. So I'm like, guys. I wrote a thread on this, but this was when I was just a little baby on Twitter and had really no clue how to write a thread. I still have a lot to learn, but I was like, guys, this is you shouldn't be looking for a ground vehicle. You should be looking for a plane. Like, it was just like a no-brainer, and it was funny to me that
they thought they were launching from the ground.
Yeah, I'm like, these things are coming from a plane, dude. What? Like, but anyway,
right? It makes sense.
Yeah.
If you save a lot of, if you're talking about missiles. Like, you save a lot of fuel and stuff, launching from the air. And hypersonic, like, they want that thing to be able to take off and be able to go any which way and hit any which target and change direction immediately.
Okay, so educate me on the hypersonic missile thing a little bit then, Foil, because I, am not as educated on it as I'm sure you are. So, would you educate me?
So hypersonic, faster than sound, like super much faster than sound, right? These things they want to launch them from quasi orbit. Like I said, you're gonna save a lot of time. You're gonna reduce the amount of fuel. You're not gonna have the drag, the having to fight gravity or whatever, and they are able to go so fast that they're really hard to counteract once they're launched. And this is the problem because Russia and China had these since like last year, right? And we've had them in development. As a matter of fact, they were trying to test launch one of them, and they tried to fly up there with the plane, and the damn thing fell out of the plane onto the ground. Like, they really messed that up. But so they tried again. That's what the Stargazer thing is. They actually were able to get it up there. Of course, they won't put out any actual information. But that's what it was. They're pulling the hypersonic missiles up there, and this is kind of a big thing because recently Russia came out and said that they didn't care what got launched, what it was, from where. They were going to react as if it was a nuclear weapon. immediately. Like they were going to preempt.
Oh, yeah, I think I read that. Yeah.
Any discussion, and they were going to immediately launch. They've got these tactical nuclear devices attached to these hypersonic weapons that can like swoop all over the place and in and out. You don't know where it's going. You can't track it. Like, it's definitely next level. So now we've got our stuff. If they would not drop it out of the plane, that'd be great. And then they could launch it from near, low Earth orbit, Alara. Low Earth orbit.
Right where I'm at. So, in case you guys didn't catch it, so we're just being as geeky as we want to be. And so, does anybody... Okay, so first of all, how about USSS? What does that stand for, peeps? Does anybody know?
In the chat.
In the chat? What does that stand for?
Is that where? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Is there anybody here?
Yeah, I can...
I'm just talking to you.
You can pull it up on another screen. Just make sure you mute it.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, my problem today is that I can see it, but I have an object that's kind of in the way of it, so it's very hard for me to read. So...
Well, there's still...
What?
18 people here.
Oh, that's great. Ambient universe.
Right.
Alara, as low as reasonably achievable. It's true. That is what it means. Alara. But it's not what I mean. It's not what this Alara means, but yeah, it's true. That is what it means.
Secret Service. No. United States spaceship.
Yeah, we're winded down on the articles, so make sure you got the chat so we can kind of, as I haven't been able to focus on them much during this. But yeah, United States spaceship, right? And if you look into some of the whistleblower testimony and this and that, there's been names released.
No.
What?
Who was the hack? Who's the guy that did the hack? What was his name?
Gary McKinnon.
McKinnon?
That's one of them. There's been several. Yeah.
Well, he's the one that got the list of the, secret space assets.
Right.
And the links what was the links, Alara?
It's a destroyer. Yeah.
It was a destroyer. We had to put her on. She didn't want to be on a frigate.
So I decided we decided she would be mission control, and I had to be on a ship in low Earth orbit, and of course, of all the ships, I had to be on a destroyer because I'm Commander Alara. So
right.
Yeah. So it all makes perfect.
No science class vessels for you.
Right. It makes perfect sense to us. So United States Space Mouse. Kate's correct. I mean, that's really the title I would like to have, but...
United States Space Mouse?
Mm-hmm.
Commander Space Mouse? We can do that.
Commander Space Mouse. There you go.
I like that.
Yeah. Right. I got a new nickname. I have a lot of nicknames, but I'm cool with Commander Space Mouse. Am I? Right. I don't know how I feel about that. Why? I guess I'm cool. I mean, I guess I'm cool with it. I mean, I don't really care what people call me.
You don't want to be the mouse that showed us the truth about SpaceX?
Right. I mean, the irony, look, this is why the Space Mouse thing is cool with me. The irony in it alone of like, I don't know.
A mouse in space? Major foil? Yeah, right.
It's the irony. So yeah, major foil, and I am Commander Space Mouse. And
Commander Space Mouse.
Yeah, and I'm giving you the news from my ship in low Earth orbit. I have to be on a ship, of course. And isn't it kind of a cool ship though, you guys? What do you think of my ship? I think it's kind of cool. It's got like that Aliens vibe, but like more like, I don't know, not creepy. It's got the Aliens vibe, but not creepy,
As long as you don't get hit with the NASA moon lasers, you'll be fine.
Seriously though, I mean, like, how does that work out for the ships? I mean, I was wondering that at ESETI.
They'll be able, look, well, think about this. They'll be able to beam, not just lasers, but I mean, light can transmit information, which is kind of cool. Oh, see, there it goes again, that glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah.
So light can transmit information, right? We know that, right? Fiber optics, yada yada, whatever. They can beam information to this little thing and then target it to go to a ship instead of trying to maybe, and now with the space-time wave packets, instead of worrying about what the information has to pass through.
Right.
I mean, theoretically, right? They could just beam, like, what was that on Star Trek they had where they could just, get signals, like, in different dimensions or whatever the hell they were doing. I'm sure they'll get there.
Rob Vanny called me Truth Mouse. And Neo says, sit on a yoga ball, Alara. You'll, like you're in zero gravity.
Right.
Hey, I never thought of that. That's a good idea. We should
work on some, like,
should I do that live, too?
We should work on some special effects for this. We could be like, What were the two guys that SpaceX just brought? Bob and Jay and Bob? No, that ain't right. What was it?
I got it. It's Bob and Doug. Bob
and Doug.
Yeah, because I put Space Mouse with him, or who was it even I that did that?
So it wasn't
Who
Jay
was the
inside
first
of Bob?
person that
Yeah,
made that meme? But that meme was so good. But it's like only a few people thought it was that funny, but to me it was hysterical. Like,
man, we should definitely have some memes on this show.
I have a meme of Doug and Bob and Space Mouse. And the funniest thing is I went to make another meme to welcome them all home, Space Mouse and Doug and Bob. And and I wrote I was all proud of the meme, and like I tweeted it out and I was like, yes, this is the dopest meme, right? Only to me. But I wrote instead of Doug, I wrote dog. So it said dog, Bob, and Space Mouse. And I wondered why nobody was into it. Nobody was like, that's really cool, or that's funny, or that's lit. No comment. And I was like, oh, it's because it says dog, Space Mouse, and Bob, which made no sense at all. I mean,
you should rememe.
I wasn't winning on that one, but
Dog the Bounty Hunter, and the Space Mouse, and
look,
Doug.
The joke and the meme, it would have been funny in that moment.
It would have been great.
if I hadn't misspelled.
I know
Doug,
what you meant,
but I misspelled Doug, so it is what it is.
It's okay. That's funny in itself.
Christina is talking about when she met me on a light ship in her dream.
Subspace.
What?
That's what it was.
I
Sorry.
thought you were yelling at me. I just said Italian
I am yelling
voice.
at myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm so loud, guys. I'm so sorry. I talk with my hands and all that.
Oh, Christina said when she met me on a light ship in her dream, I was on a big ship like this. Yeah, actually, she told me about this dream. It's pretty cool, but I'm not gonna put it out there, without her permission. But it's actually quite a cool dream. I can't remember it verbatim, but it's pretty interesting. I was typical me, but in the astral plane.
I think you would be you in whatever plane and in whatever iteration. Like you've got that strong core that's going to shine through whatever iteration you've taken at that point. I believe that.
The one regression I did, my friend, I wasn't. I think it was. No, let's not even go into all this. This is just a whole nother rabbit
Conspiracy
hole
couch.
Yeah, this is conspiracy couch talk. So guys, we're gonna once a month on this channel, 1 Foot N5D, we're gonna have what's called conspiracy couch. And what we want to do, we've tossed around the idea of maybe mystery science theater type of thing,
or I love it.
Yeah, but maybe that's, I don't know. But what definitely we'd like to do is take calls, which I think I figured out how to do, and be able to make it almost like in the style and in the feel of Art Bell, where people can call in with their weird stories and their conspiracies, and we can discuss them, and just call it Conspiracy Couch, where nothing's off limits. We can talk about whatever. So this show's more focused on, obviously, the space news and tech news and different stuff like that. But then we want to have at least one day a month where we can just sit down and just Conspiracy Couch, So would you guys be into that idea? I don't know why Rob just said yoga ball.
He's a big fan of the yoga ball idea, apparently.
A big fan of the yoga ball.
Right.
So, yeah, I apologize. I got this thing in front of my chat. It's making me have to do this to look at the chat. So it's kind of weird, but who let the space dog out? I'm trying to see. Who let the space dogs out? That's good.
That's funny.
Yeah. So,
no, I was yelling subspace because Russ Rath, when I was asking what the hell was that Star Trek thing they did, where they could communicate, it was subspace communication. That's why I was Italian yelling at you, because I wasn't really yelling at you. Yeah.
Right. So I know, and you just don't get down like that. So it's all good. All right. So is there anything else that we kind of need to cover? I mean, I can always tell when we've been on long enough or kind of at the point, because my ears will start to get sore. I need to get some
I see you.
I need to get some new muffs, man. Some new really cushy muffs.
You totally need to try this Mission Control headset. It's so handy.
It would
I know
that
it
be
looks
cool?
like I'm a telemarketer on my day by day, but
no, but it would fit because I'm on a ship. I need a.
I feel you.
Yeah. So
it works. Super handy. I bought a mic and all this stuff. I never use it.
Right. I mean, it's really funny though to me that you're in Mission Control though, and you have a blanket on the back of your seat, all comfy, and.
Oh no, I have
run
my
this
chair
show.
will be here next week, right?
Yeah.
This is my Nightmare Before Christmas blankie. It's not even a blanket; it's a blanket.
But I mean, it's kind of weird if you're at Mission Control. I'm just saying, not that
they let me
my Arizona shirt is
smoke,
weird. Not that this is not weird on a spaceship. I'm just saying,
I smoke, I cuss. You know, they leave me alone.
Right.
Here. I have the run of this.
Do you think I need the
joint.
mission control headset, Foil?
I do. I think just like a little. Yeah, it's. I'm telling you, it helps.
I look like I look like a DJ on a spaceship right now. That's not
Bring
the
it.
effect I was wanting to go for. But,
Right.
You know,
Break it
whatever.
down.
It works. All right, you guys. So, do you have any questions before we close out this show? Before my ears start driving me nuts here. It's gonna take them a minute to post about any of the articles or anything. You know, I look.
I don't think my chat is even feeding through. Like the last thing I see is subspace
does
communication. All right.
So so Blue 813 says conspiracy couch is a good idea. I think it's a good idea too. I think it's like, you know, I think we need more fun like shows, honestly, that like we can have fun, you know,
Well,
we can talk about the stuff we like, but it can have fun doing
I think
it,
we should. Yeah, like listen, I think me just running through stuff probably I don't know. I don't know if we should. We definitely need to have more discussion. But listen, remember how we were talking about the issue earlier? Bad Cat just said, I think there are 2 lives running at the same time. Do you mean 2 live streams of this? That's what I'm saying.
On.
I think I'm looking at something totally different than you. Remember the whole stream key bit? Are you saying that Rand Corp? Oh gosh. Okay, she said yes. This is broadcasting twice. I'm seeing one thing, you're seeing something else. That's what the stream key issue is. So how many people do you show watching now? I've got 25.
78.
Oh yeah, see. I thought people were just hating like I ain't
So there's 2 different streams?
Apparently, yes. She's saying yes.
And you telling me 25 is on one and 78's on the other?
Ken Davis just said, I have 2 notifications in my YouTube under 2 different titles. What's the other title?
Okay, so I never set up. That trips me out. I'll get this problem resolved.
Yeah, you're here with me, Davis.
Yeah, so you're in a totally different chat room.
Yep, I got some whole nother.
So you're not even seeing the comments that I'm seeing.
Nope, not at all.
Oh, wow.
25 here, yep.
How does that happen?
What's the title on this one? 1 foot in 5D
See, I told
live
you,
stream.
and that
What's
I
yours
never
say?
created that, huh?
Yes, 2 streams.
I don't know.
So I don't know which one to click on. You either one. It's love
click
either
on the
way.
Space
Thank
Force
you.
News Live. That's the one you're supposed to be in.
Well, might as well not even have them move at this point. But at least
we're
we
about
know
to close now. But yeah, I'm
at
glad
least
somebody
we know
brought it
now
to our
what
attention.
the issue was.
Yeah.
Thank God, because I'm looking like, man, now I got 27 here. Like I think people are just, that's crazy. They probably didn't know what to click on. She said, I'm on Space Force live stream.
Right. How does that even happen? Well,
I don't.
I guess
figure it out.
Yeah, it's okay.
Technical issues.
All considering it, it went up, everything worked, and we haven't really had any
Much
issues
love
for
to
a
all
good
you guys
for a first show.
Watching.
Yeah, thank you so much for showing up and hanging out with us, you guys. It's
right. We like to banter a bit.
We love it, and we love Space Force, and
we do.
We want to help educate people on it and have fun in the process of doing that. That's right. That's the thing.
If you guys have things you want to talk about, feel free, DM us on Twitter or put it here. We'll take a look. Something, right?
Yeah, and we'll make a post when we do Conspiracy Couch. So this is gonna be a regular Sunday thing.
Lit.
Every Sunday, 6 p.m.
Every Sunday at
right
9
here,
Eastern time.
Right.
You can't tell me 6. I'm always late. I was early today.
I know. I'll translate the time.
Some of you guys will understand that.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll translate.
You can't tell me 6. I'll be like, huh?
Yeah.
Shows 3 lives on your homepage.
How is there 3 lives? I'll go pull the other 2 down soon as this is over. But I don't
Birdie
even know.
Says she wants Conspiracy Couch. We want Conspiracy Couch. Oh, 2 lives. Okay.
I don't even know how that happened.
That explains a lot.
There is no other events on my YouTube channel. No other events. So it's like it decided to stream a copy of this stream. I don't know. It's very strange. I'll have to figure out why that happened.
It's Skynet.
It's right.
It's messing with us, man.
That's right.
You can't. You got to pay attention. You can't close an eye. They're always looking.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for being with us. I love my space peeps. I love you guys so much.
Yes, much love to everybody. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you so much.
You guys stay loyal, my friends.
And we are the news in this dimension and the next. Have a good night, everybody. Later, cosmonauts. Bye, guys.
Bye.